Hello everyone, today we are going to see the difference between the design input and design output. As you know, the design input and design output are two of the elements in the medical device design process and control. So if you are not aware, you can go back and check the video made for the design medical device design process and control and see the 9 different elements along with the design output and design input. So we'll see what is design input first. So design inputs are typically the initial requirements that describes the medical device to be produced. The design inputs are the foundation of the medical device because the device is only effective when the design inputs are met during the development process. So, so a well-established design input can make the rest of the all design development process easier because it's the driving factor, and everything is based on the design input, and the product is going to be verified with respect to the design input at the end. So the company should establish and maintain a procedure to ensure that the design inputs related to the device are appropriate and address all the intended use of the device, and also it address the needs of the user and the patient. So for this, the design input shall be effectively documented and also shall be reviewed and approved by designated individuals and follow a systematic process or a well defined process so that the end product you are getting will have better quality and safety features. Let's see some of the examples of the design input. So as you know that the design inputs are the initial requirements of the product. The initial requirements can be a functional requirement, a performance requirement, a safety requirement, the business requirement, regulatory requirement. Uh, that can be specific to the product standard you are going to develop, or it can be a output of a risk management. So there are a lot of different ways to get the design inputs. Also, some of the information can be taken from the predicate devices. Uh, so, uh, so basically, we need to make sure that the requirements are complete, well defined, and not in conflict with each other. So when it is more clear, you will be able to march towards the end product easily without any confusion. And all the design input documents to be properly documented, reviewed, and approved by the designated individuals. Let's see how do you gather the design inputs. So there are different ways or different sources available to collect the right design inputs. So few of them I listed here. Uh, so the first is the industrial standards. Yeah, if you know what the product you're going to develop, there will be specific standards related to the products available. You can get into that and collect the relevant information or relevant requirements for the product. The regulatory standards, you will be able to identify the regulatory requirements from the regulatory standards, and also you will be able to get in touch with the end users or the customers to collect all the information or requirements related to the functional performance and safety of the product. uh, Also you will be able to study the competitors products or predicate devices and arrive at the design inputs so that you will have a better product than existing product in the market. So these are the few of the important information regarding the design input. Now we'll see what is design output. The design outputs are the results of the design and engineering efforts based on design input. So once you have defined the design input, you will get into the core development process. The core development process is the stage in which you will be creating the specifications and device prototype. So this process leads to establishing design outputs, which defines all the product components and its assembly. So the company who is manufacturing the product should establish and maintain a procedure for defining and documenting design output that should allow an adequate evaluation based on the design input requirements. So the design outputs to be controlled by defining an acceptance criteria to ensure that proper qualification and function of the device is done. So also as a part of design control process. The output shall be documented, reviewed and approved before it is released in the system. Let's see a few of the examples for the design output. The device which you develop itself, an example of design output because it is derived from the design input. Uh, a few of the other examples are the drawing specifications for the each component, the CAD file for the design, the manufacturing instructions, the all other technical documentation related to the product, the user manual, the risk analysis and study results, the biocompatibility, storage and shipping documents, and all other technical files. Everything is a part of design output. So basically the design output is the procedures or specifications derived based on the design input document, and also the critical measures of each design output to be identified and controlled for a proper function of the device. So these critical measures will be verified during the design verification process. That's all about the design input and design output. Thanks for watching. I'll be providing a link to the description section of the video so that you will be able to download the document related to this. Hope it is helpful. Please comment and stay tuned. Thank you.